I'm not wrong.
You are.
What's up, Response on Players? We are back with another episode of the Response on Play podcast. This week, we've got a little bit of a short crew. Well, I guess the same amount, just different people here. I'm James.
Well,
and
the two are...
I've got...
The other two are fighting in the arena. Hold on a minute. I don't know what happened and what provoked this fight, but my money's on Jake. I'm sorry. My money's on Jake.
No way. No way. Brian's too scrappy.
I am also here. I'm Steph, and
Perfect.
yeah, sure. Yeah, just go with that.
Perfect. And
Beautiful.
Andrew, and my money's still on Jake. I'm gonna say it again. He looks like he's gonna do some crazy ass aerial attack.
You're
Pikachu
wrong.
down B.
It looks like he actually just whipped the Shoryuken, and Brian's just waiting to punish.
Correct. There's a 0%
Very
chance
Brian
Jake
thing to
wins this
do.
fight.
Yeah.
Very Brian thing is like, you shouldn't have done that. It's just like catches his shins.
Yeah.
Speaking of things we probably shouldn't do, we're going to give our opinion on the Tekken cards today.
Wait, we should do that?
Why shouldn't we do that? What am I missing?
What do you mean? I think we've been wrong every time we've ever given an opinion on a card.
You know what? I think you're actually correct on that. Anytime we're like, this character or this card's not that good, it ends up getting banned because it ends up being too good. Or vice versa.
Well, hold on. Brian is occasionally right about things, like the infinite loop thing. He was correct about that.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
No, he's
But
not
Brian's
here.
not
He can't
here.
defend himself. He's always
Yeah.
wrong.
Brian's
He's out
not
there.
here.
Brian's
He's
never
out
been right
there.
in his life.
Yep.
Brian's out there trying to beat Jake in a fighting match.
All right, so we each picked 5 cards from the new set that we think are pretty cool. We didn't really go off power level this time. It was really just our favorite cards from this new set. So we're going to kind of talk about those for a little bit and kind of give you our opinions. If you have a favorite card from this set or ones that you're just really excited to see come into the game, make sure you leave those down below and let us know what your favorite cards are. But we're going to start with Andrew here. Andrew, what's your first favorite card of Tekken?
My first favorite card of Tekken, I'm actually going to keep it pretty easy for my first one. I've been talking about it a lot the last few episodes whenever we mention Tekken. It's Kazuya. He's the character I'm really gunning for out of this set. I think this character's really cool. You can do really cool things with him. He also has the void symbol, which I've been pretty big on lately. And Kazuya is just really freaking cool. You can play things from remove to... Especially when you cycle, and if you remove a bunch of attacks, you got options, baby. And then you can just play all these other cards that remove for cost. Like, you can, obviously, incubating is a pretty good, engine for that. To just remove for minus the speed on your rival's turn. And then as you're doing that, if they keep stringing, you get to respond and get a double gene counter set up for your turn. And then when it comes to your turn, remove that double gene counter to play a card removed. And if you can remove enough cards again, you get that counter back because it's a new turn, and then you play another card removed from the game. So, like, there's a lot of cool things you can do with this character, and I'm just really excited.
Okay. Yeah, it seems pretty cool. How removing 4 cards in a turn seems a little rough, unless you're just like incubating everything. How quickly are you able to get that online each turn?
So for my list, it kind of just depends on what I have on board. Yeah, incubating my own attack speed is kind of rough. There's also other attacks like Focus Gravity Beam. It removes a card from your hand, and then it removes itself after it resolves. So with that one card, you're getting 2 to the 4 you need. You also have incubating, like I said, and there's also the remove 10, get a heat token cards that are just everywhere in the set. There's a bunch of them. In the Tekken set, you just flip, remove 10, bam, you got your double gene counter. If you happen to not remove enough on your rival's turn and you really need that counter to kind of go in on your opponent, you can just flip, remove 10, bam, you got there. Funnily enough, you can also remove like Tattered Costume for its response. I'm sorry, it's a sack. So never mind, you cannot. I just read the card again. But you also have the Roman cancel tokens. They remove themselves for cost, and that is a card being removed. So that could also add to the response, counter, if you want to like give it a title. I think you just really need to play a handful of cards to really ramp up the amount of cards you need to remove, besides relying on the flip remove 10, because doing that too many times is going to hurt you in the long run, I feel like, which I still think on these symbols, especially Void, because that's the symbol that I've been playing Kazuya on, has a good deal of remove cards. As for how consistent it is, I'd say it's like in the middle. Like you'll have turns where it's pretty easy, other turns or other games, I should say, that's like kind of rough. It's not as consistent as you would want it to be.
That's fair. Yeah, the Roman cancel is a good like a good point as well, that they kind of remove themselves as cost. So, and I mean those are obviously very strong. They've been very good, especially the damage reduction one.
Yes,
been,
most notably that one.
Yeah, has just been all over the place since the set released.
And the zone changing one, I mean, it hasn't been too terribly relevant. You see some people do it with Stroke the Big Tree, because it has a static that it can't be blocked by mids. You make it a mid. It's like, hey, you have to partial this one or drop it, flip it, bop it, twist it. Like, yeah, you have to do some other thing besides block with a mid. So you're either partialing it, eating it full, or you're dropping it somehow.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Steph, what's your first card?
Okay, well, my first card, they're like intertwined. Like a lot of these are like related, so I can't really tell you one card. Actually, no, I can tell you one card. My first card, not yours, is Mandate Order. I thought this was really interesting.
Did you now?
I thought,
when did you first realize this card existed and thought it was
when I looked it up on UVS Ultra, because I was looking up all the URs and SRs.
Yeah.
And then I picked it, and then James was like, I picked that one, you can't pick that one. And I was like, I don't listen to what you say ever. So
he said overruled. Overruled, and he's like, yeah, I guess.
I think this is cool, and here's why. Mandate Order is an action card. It's a 2-diff, 6 check. We love 6 checks around here. And it's a 2 mid block, and it says enhance, remove, return this attack to its printed zone, speed, and damage. Now, I don't know how much I've talked about this here with you guys. I have recently come into the disgusting realization that I kind of like playing control a little bit. So this
she admits it.
I know. Well, it's like I like being able to do things on my opponent's turn, and unfortunately that's like defensive and like control decks. So it's like, okay, that's fair. This plays into that pretty well. So it just resets it. So when they go crazy on their attack, it just says like, no, you didn't. I like that. I've played. I know there was a card, or if there was like a foundation that did something like this, right? Did it cycle, or is it still out there?
There's an asset that does exactly this. Well, not exactly. There's an extra text on the asset. Eden's Box from the Dark Tournament set.
Eden's Box, yeah, that's what it is. That's been used against me, and it was really obnoxious. I remember when I was playing Godzilla, I would play against people, and they would just like reset it, and I was like, I hate you.
Yeah, so
now I can be annoying.
Yeah, Eden's Box had the added text that if it was unblockable, it can become blockable, because there were a couple. There was at least with Mountain Lady 2. Yeah, she had words that said, "Hey, this attack can't be blocked." So Eden's Box just says, "Nah, I can block it." Just kidding. So like that's why that text is a little relevant. We haven't seen a whole bunch of that pop back up ever since that sort of time of the game. But yeah, this is just action Eden's Box.
Yeah, I think that this is just like by default, like this is just a good card by itself. The only thing that gives me pause is the fact that it's an action card. I don't know like how good action cards are. Like I know some action cards are good, obviously, but like I feel like no one's ever like really scrambling to put action cards in their deck. Like it feels like it's like, you know, sometimes they're in there and like there's some good ones, but it's like action cards are never really like an auto include. So I wonder, I don't know. I wonder. I feel like this could be really good. I feel like this will go places for the decks that are trying to be like defensive and control-y. Like I feel like this will be an auto include for the defensive and control decks, but I don't know. I'm not a competitive player, so who can say?
Yeah, I mean, actions have seen a lot more play as of late. Like, I mean, there's Filled with Doubt. We've talked about Filled with Doubt. Everybody and their mother has talked about Filled with Doubt, and that's an action card that sees a lot of play because the card is just bonkers good. And there are actually a good amount of actions in the Tekken set, and this being one of them. I think this is pretty good. It's action Eden's box, but the thing that separates this from Eden's box is Eden's box sits on the board. Your rival knows it's coming, and they can answer it if they have the means to actually answer it. Now, the only way to really answer Mandate Order, because it sits in your hand, your rival would have to have some way to just rip it out of your hand, whether it be like Throat Slitter, where they have to discard a card, or try Gravity Beam. They get to see it and then get it out of there. So it's not as easily answered as Eden's box is, in my opinion. So it can be a lot stronger.
Yeah, that's fair. I like that it's got a 6 check also. That makes
6
me
checks
happy.
are great. Easy. On a 7, check a 6. Cool. Need to tap only 1 card. Easy.
What's your favorite card? Or what's one of your cards, James? A unique one, perhaps.
Oh, I see. One that hasn't been said yet.
One that hasn't been said, yeah.
Very interesting. Okay. Well, for me, I think probably one of the cards I'm most interested to see what happens with it is just going to be Demonic Catastrophe. I think that card has very good words, especially since it has the evil symbol, so you can pair it with Superfly Stomp to go and pull it out of your deck, so that way you have them in your discard pile to use their abilities, where you can play it for free from the discard pile. It's also got the Chaos symbol, which is very important for specifically Deviljin, which is a character that I've played a lot in the past. Being able to play this for free at the end of your string and make it a 6 high for probably somewhere around 14 to 15 damage is what you can realistically expect out of it. It's kind of crazy. So
yeah,
I know Deviljin has had problems with the past with 5 hand size issues. So I'm really excited to see if this card pushes him back into relevancy.
I definitely think it's got the potential, just because, like you said, Deviljin can just throw all these attacks in the card pool, all these stats, and then if he just needs one more attack, he has Demonic Catastrophe that just comes in. It's like, yeah, man, it's actually a 6 high because you're not playing it from hand, so it gets the 2 speed, 2 damage from its own static. So it's a 6 high for your health bar. Answer it, dummy.
Yeah, it's really cool. And I mean, if you manage to get all 4 of them in there, you can play 2 of them for free through the string. It's
pretty nuts.
It's crazy. I played the deck the other day and was able to. I had 1 in my hand and 2 in the discard pile. But I didn't have enough resources to pass the 1 in my hand. So I played the 1 for free from the discard pile. They could not full block it. And because I was able to play that 1 for free, I was able to double respond with Camouflage Counter, which gave me enough check and cleared enough progressive that I could play the Catastrophe. It was, for the 1 from my hand, it was kind of crazy. So yeah, I'm very excited about this card, and I want to see someone break it.
Yeah, it also is a 2 mid block with Breaker 2. So if you need if you have it in your hand and you're trying to find a way to get it in your discard pile, just block with it, Breaker 2, it'll go to the discard pile at the end of the turn. Bam, correct. Problem solved. This card is just cracked.
Yeah, the card's insane. It deserves the 2 check. I think this is one of the cards in a while that we've looked at and we're like, this deserves the 2 check. That's part of the reason why I love it. The idea of playing it in Deviljin is because you really don't care about the 2 check in that character. So I don't know. I'm excited to see what happens. All right, we'll go back to the top though. Andrew, what do you have up next?
My next card is going to be an asset. We talked a little bit about assets the last couple cards. I'm talking about Tekken Ball. Now, this card is not going to see any relevant competitive play, but the card is just so dumb, but in a funny way. If you're not familiar with Tekken Ball, we'll have it on screen. But for those that can't see the card, it is Enhance, Remove. Starting with your rival, each player in turn order makes a check against a 4. The first player to fail that check loses 3 health, and the effect ends. If all players pass, increase the difficulty by 1 and repeat this process. This effect cannot reduce a player's health below 1. It's a 0 diff 5 check asset. This card is just funny. You just all the art has Asuka kind of punching a beach ball, so you're kind of hitting a beach ball back and forth. It's like, you check a 4. Okay, I'll check a 4. You check a 5. All right, I'll check a 5. Check a 6. And it just kind of goes until someone just fails and burns 3. It can't kill you, but I don't know. This is just so dumb, but it's so funny. I actually got to pull this off in my pre-release. It I mean, it didn't go on too terribly long. I think we made it to needing to check a 5, and my rival just kind of checked a 3. I was like, yeah, sure, it fails. I was like, man, this card it's dumb, but just so funny.
Yeah, it seems very goofy. I love the how they kind of made the art fit the card extremely well for this one. It's very silly.
I agree. Yeah, like not much to really say on this one. It's just kind of goofy, kind of. Now, if someone wants to just put it in their deck as just I don't know, maybe I need my rival to lose 3 more health for me to kill him. I don't know, maybe. And if they want to keep passing the checks, they're tapping their board down. Like, I can sort of see a world, but that world is like light years away. We're not getting anywhere near that.
It needed to be repeatable. That way you could play it in a mill deck. If it was not, if it had no unique and it did not remove it tapped or something like that, and then you just play 4 of them and you just run it in, I don't know, David Tomes will find some mill deck to put it in. That would be fantastic.
No, mill decks are cringe. Stop doing it. I want to play with my cards. Let me play with my cards.
Only when they play it against you.
No, I want to play with my cards, dickhead.
And if you don't like mill, you're playing a terrible game because you mill every time you check a card.
Yeah, but I'm milling myself to progress my board state or try to win. I'm not trying to mill my rival.
They're milling. They're doing that too. They're milling you. They're just making you make more checks. That's the same thing you're doing.
I'm not having this conversation again, you rage baiting dickhead. Next.
I'm not wrong.
You are. Next.
Well,
you could really hear her scratching her chin there.
Well,
All right.
The real issue is the place that I put this card so that I could reference it. I put the thumbnail instead of the actual card, so it's about 20 pixels by 20 pixels. So now I have to look it back up. I picked Descent into Subconscious because this is a new card type. I'm pretty sure for Universus. Yes. I don't think we've ever had arenas before. Nope. So, it's sideways. It's interesting. I'm interested to see how much play these will actually get and who will put them in their deck and also why. So Descent into Subconscious is a 3 diff 5 check.
Yep.
2 low block. And it says, let me turn my head.
I can tell you're turning your head.
When you play or check this card, you may add it to the bottom of the arena deck. Okay, so the arena deck is a separate deck.
Yes, it's a separate zone. Yes. It's a separate
Interesting.
zone.
Oh, it's like a zone on your battle. Okay. Yeah. On your stage. When a player's attack deals damage.
Very much it is not in your stage.
Correct.
No, okay, so it's not in play when it's in the deck.
It is just on the board. It's
so it's not in play when it's in the deck?
It is. It's not specifically in your stage though, because in your stage means that Reiner would get the bonuses.
If the arena deck is shared between your rival, and your rival. That's funny.
Okay. So when a player's attack so it's like in Pokemon, right? It's
I know, like the stadiums.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
the
stadiums. Okay, but it can't really be targeted by effects unless it says target arena or something.
Correct.
Anyway, when a player's attack deals damage, if their attacks have dealt 8 or more damage this turn while this arena was active, add the bottom card of their deck to their hand and add this card to the bottom of the arena deck. So the purpose, I picked this card because it's an arena and it's a UR or an SR. Which one is it?
It's a UR.
It's a UR. I picked it because it's an arena, not necessarily for the words on it. But I think what you would use this card for is just card draw when you do damage, right?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, it's just if you feel like your deck can consistently get 8 damage through, then you can hit it, draw a card, and then it goes back into the deck. If nobody else is playing arenas, which is probably what's going to happen, it will show back up again, and then you get to just keep doing it.
But then your opponent also gets the benefit of if they deal damage, they get to draw.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm interested to see if people will actually end up running these and if they will be competitive good or if this is just kind of a silly thing that we're trying out.
No idea.
If they do get run, I feel like this is the one that will. I believe there's one other one that has interesting words on it, but I don't know. I feel like it's a little too niche to be consistently good unless you're just playing I don't know, the perfect deck that like always blocks, but then can also deal like 8 damage very easily. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, I guess Rodan could maybe see this because he's going to block super well and then can probably get 8 damage throughout a turn. And that's just another card that he gets to try to block with. We'll see. I don't think it's good enough to make the cut. I don't think you would necessarily run this over just running something that says draw a card.
Correct.
Yeah, I think it's cool that we are experimenting with like different card types, and like I know there's been like I have complained about like, oh yeah, it's so complicated. There's backups and there's this and there's this and there's this, and it's like yes, I will still complain about that. However, I can also appreciate the other side of it, which is that we're trying new things and seeing what sticks and seeing if this is cool and if people like it. So, you know, I do appreciate that part of it. Also, I appreciate it more now that I'm not playing competitively, because now I don't even have a dog in this fight. I'm just like, cool, new card type.
New card type, what do?
Around with that. I got no stakes whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. A card that like an honorable mention for arena cards. I think Into the Stratosphere could possibly see a bit of play just because it's
one I was thinking of.
Yeah, because each when a player's attack deals damage, their attacks have dealt 7 or more damage this turn while this arena is active. Each of their rivals lose 3. So you hit them for the total of 7, and then this card triggers and says, hey, they burn 3, and this 3 can kill them. So there's that. And kind of in the same situation of maybe your rival also isn't playing arena cards, so this will probably just fit in the arena deck forever until the end of the game. So you can possibly just burn your rival down.
Yeah.
So like that's kind of interesting, but yeah, I'm not sure if we'll see a whole lot of the arena cards in play.
All right. Well, next up, we'll go ahead and give one of mine here. This one is, depending on how the keywords end up in this set, like as far as attack lineups go, I could see it being good, but I really picked it just for nostalgia reasons. So this is Seize Opportunity. This one says that if you have a heat token, it gets -1 difficulty, but then it has Enhance Remove, name the keyword, and then you draw 1 card for each card in your card pool with the named keyword.
Oh,
This just reminds me of the old like My Hero days when we used to have like keyword packages. Like you see the punch decks, the charge decks, the weapon decks, stuff like that.
The kick decks.
Exactly. So like it reminds me, we haven't seen as much of that recently where we focus on a specific archetype. A lot of it has just been like the best cards in regardless of like their keywords, unless really it is just regardless of keywords. You really haven't cared about keywords for a while. So I like, it just kind of reminded me of the My Hero days, and I don't know, it caught my eye. So that's why I picked this one. I don't know that it's necessarily going to see competitive viability. Like I said, unless we see a character that really cares about the keywords, or if it's just that the keywords line up really well in a certain attack package, I could see this being run, because I do think that it has potential to be pretty good. It reminds me of like the Koji Koda, where you just kind of play your hand out and then draw a new one. You could do something very similar with this, where you play all of your cards that have the same keyword, and then on the last one you draw a new hand.
Yeah.
So I could see it getting play. I don't know that it will, but that's why I picked it, as just for some nostalgia reasons.
I mean, drawing cards is never a bad thing, and the action doesn't stuff into the card pool, so it doesn't stuff your card pool. It'll remove afterward. So you get to draw cards, and you don't have to worry about that one progressive that you could have added. On top of this being a 1 low block, like that's pretty good. I have actually looked at this several times. A lot of the actions are highs or mids. There's not a whole lot of low blocks in standard, I should add. So there's not a lot of low blocks in standard in terms of actions. So having a 1 low block action, it's kind of nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. I'm up again, I assume. I think I got your pattern down pat, right?
Nope, it's Steph's turn.
My turn again. I think I have one. I think I have to just like say all of these at once, because they all kind of go together. So I'm just gonna because they all like combo off of each other.
Okay.
Well, actually, okay, I can do 2 at once. I'll do my combo, and then when you come back around, I'll do my last one, and I'll say why it's my last one. So I have 2 that I think are really cool. And if you have like looked into Tekken a lot, you might know what I'm talking about. The 2 assets that combo off of each other. The first one is the Curse Blade Yoshimitsu. This is a unique weapon asset. It's a 5 diff, 5 check, and 2 low block. And it says enhance, commit. This attack gets +3 speed and +3 damage. If it deals damage, gain 2 health. Your rival may remove 1 card from their hand to cancel this ability. So obviously it's got like that stat gain on face, which is really nice. At first I thought it said attack gets +3 speed or +3 damage. And I was like, meh. Then I saw and I was like, that's really cool.
Bet.
And then the health gain is cool. And then also like making your opponent, I'm a big fan of like the game plan of making your opponent like choose like how they want to like choose their least damaging scenario, right? So it's like, well, I can gain 2 health, or do you want to take a card out of your hand? Like giving your opponent this like uncertainty is kind of fun because it's like part of that mind game stuff. So I really liked this asset. And then I saw this other asset that goes with it, and I was like, that's a really cool combo. So the next one is Takemikazucki. And it's a unique weapon asset. It's a 4 diff, 4 check, 2 mid block, and it says enhance, commit. Your attack gets +2 speed or +2 damage. And then it says response tenacious. After this card is committed, ready another asset in your stage that hasn't been readied this turn. So my thinking is you play an attack. You use Curse Blade Yoshimitsu, so you enhance and you give that attack 3 speed and 3 damage, and all that stuff happens. Assuming it does damage, they get to make their horrible choice. And then on your next attack, if you're playing another attack this turn, you get to use Takemikazucki. So you tap Takemikazucki on your second attack to give it +2 speed or +2 damage. And then you can respond after you commit that card to pay for that. And you can ready another asset in your stage that has not been readied. And that would be Curse Blade Yoshimitsu. So you'd ready Yoshimitsu. And then you could tap Yoshimitsu to give that same attack +3 speed and +3 damage, or you could save it for if you're about to play like a third attack. And I think that is really cool that they combo off of each other. And in my head, I'm like, I'm a fucking samurai and I got 2 swords in each. I got 1 sword in each hand, and I'm about to slice you.
Yeah, hell yeah! I'm about to cut you up.
I had the autistic vision. 2 samurai swords.
2 samurai swords. Ultimate
cool.
Power.
I look very cool in my head with these 2 samurai swords, of course. So those are my choice. I think these are really, really cool. I like that they can ready each other and that they kind of like go together. I'm guessing these belong to a character in Tekken. I don't really play Tekken.
So I would probably say they belong to Yoshimitsu.
Yeah, Yoshimitsu. The Curse Blade Yoshimitsu belongs to Yoshimitsu. And Takemikazucki belongs to Victor. In Tekken.
Okay. So it's not like one guy who has 2 samurai swords, because that's what I assumed it was. That's why they go together.
Nah, I think you just you saw the lines and you were like, that's really cool. And then to kind of add to that, that's a funny little play that Yoshimitsu, the character, can do. Because Yoshimitsu has a response that whenever an ability on an asset is played, Yoshimitsu gets that ability for the turn. So you can commit Takemikazucki for 2 speed, 2 damage. And then respond Takemikazucki to ready an asset, and then you can respond to Yoshimitsu that says, "Hey, I want that responsibility. I'm doing that."
Oh, that's cool.
Now,
Take notes, aggro players.
Now, granted, you can't re-ready Curse Blade Yoshimitsu a third time because it was already readied. But that's fine.
Yeah.
No one's readying Takemikazucki. Ready Takemikazucki for 2 speed, 2 damage later. Yoshimitsu's cracked.
I think you just steal the Curse Blade ability.
I mean, you could also do that. You could also do that for the 3 speed, 3 damage. And kind of like leads into, I just like removing / hand destruction.
Yeah.
So
I do too.
So this the Yoshimitsu asset is just literally, yeah, man, I'm gonna just make your day terrible. Now, you want to remove a card from your hand to make it less terrible? All right, sick. Yoshimitsu just says, hey, I want to do that. Hey, we're going to do that. You want to do it again?
Yeah, I really like it too. I think there was a character I played when I first started playing Universus. There was a character that had hand destruction. I think it was Bakugo. It's Bakugo, wasn't it? Right?
Yes, it was.
That was his thing.
Yeah, Bakugo
it was hand
4.
destruction. Yeah, so the first regional that I ever played in was Las Vegas, and I played Bakugo 4, and I actually did pretty good at that regional. I went like 3-3-1, which was like I've not since hit that record. Pretty crazy.
Pretty nuts.
I did pretty good. Bakugo was fucking crazy back then, dude. He was crazy. I could literally do 40 damage in one turn, and I did, and it was amazing. That felt like the best ever. Have not felt that since. But we're all chasing our own highs, right?
I do that every single time I play the regional, dude. I know it.
Yeah.
What were you saying, James? Sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say that Stephanie, the samurai these two swords belong to is you.
It is me. I am the samurai. These are my swords.
These are my swords in my psychic dojo.
So yeah, those are my two. Those are my 2 in 1 because you can't separate them. They're brothers. They're in love. Not both at the same time. They're one or the other of those things. They're one or the other of those things. Choose which one do you want.
You gotta slow down there. Hold on.
I like to think they're in love and not related. That's my headcanon. They just love each other. Can't separate them.
We saved it. All right, now
Andrew,
it's my turn.
Now.
Yay! Okay, well, my card is going to be Frenemies. It's actually a foundation. It's a 3-diff, 5-check, 1 mid block foundation with Breaker 1. And all it is, it has a static. You may try to play this card as a block from your stage. If you do, remove it when it leaves your card pool. I mean, it's a static, so you can commit it for like checks and everything, so you don't have to worry about it being ready to use this ability. And if you're out of cards in your hand, it's a 1 mid block from your stage with Breaker 1. You just go, nope, I actually got 1 more block, buddy. And Breaker 1, try to play another card, doofus. I mean, that's really all that there is to it. That's all that the card has besides the Breaker 1 is the static of being able to block with it from stage. I just like those silly little gimmicks of, oh no cards in my hand. I'm so defenseless. Please don't punch me. Oh no. Just kidding. Block. Anyway, next.
This card is going to Dryad Arbor somebody for sure.
Nah, this card's cool. It's a UR, and on the surface, kind of basic, but I just like it. Just for those situations of, yeah, I don't have cards in my hand, but I have 1 more block though. And since it's a mid, you can block anything with it. So you can block a low, block a high, block a mid, duh. But so it is a block that you have ready to you to block and not die, possibly.
I guess I'll go ahead and go now. My next one here is going to be Devastate. This is another action. I don't know. I'm chilling with the actions this set. I love actions.
There's a lot of them.
So this one says first form remove all face-up foundations in play with difficulty 1 or less, and then you draw X cards. X equals the number of foundations removed this way. So, I mean, I'm just imagining this in the control shell that just plays a bunch of 2 diffs or flips their own cards and just isn't affected by this. And then
Jack
just
8.
and then just like wipes out their opponent's stage and kills them.
Yep, Jack 8 exactly is that kind of character because he wants to play with face downs because he can commit face downs as if they were 2 foundations for checks. So you just kind of flip all your foundations and everything, and you just get to say, hey man, Devastate. All face-up foundations in play will get removed. Mine are face down though, so they get to stay, but yours? Sorry, bucko, pay up.
Yeah, this is like a good version of that 7 diff. The Shigaraki one.
Oh, what was that
I'm trying
one?
to remember what one was called.
Yeah.
The 7 diff Shigaraki?
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to remember that. I'm trying to remember that attack too.
It was an action.
Was it an action?
Yeah.
Oh, Decay Awakened.
Correct. It's like good Decay Awakened.
Yeah, and like Total Destruction is also just, updated Decay Awakened. And then, I mean, yeah, it pretty much Devastate is like, all right, what if we dialed it back a little bit and just like really narrowed the target for it?
Yeah, I think this will be like particularly useful as a sideboard card against aggro matchups, especially the ones that are just trying to like build super wide. And you just have just spam a bunch of 1s and 0s at the beginning of the game. I feel like that's less prevalent now than it was back in the day. Back in the day, you got like the Tokoyamis that would just like play 12 0s and all 1s, and they'd play their 1 irrefutable or whatever. And I feel like that's less prevalent now. But still, I think there is an opportunity for this card to do a lot of work, and I'm excited to see what it fits its way into.
I agree. And like still being able to just disrupt your rival's board in any way, even though this just targets their spams, I think it's still very good because they need those foundations to pass checks. So they're going to more likely take a turn to build up, and that gives you some breathing room to try to swing back. And like I was saying earlier with Jack 8, he just says, I mean, you're going to have like no board, so you're probably going to have to take like 2 turns to build up, depending on what you draw. But you're going to be dead before then. Who cares?
Yeah, that's totally fair. I think this card's really cool. I'm excited to see what happens with it.
I agree.
All right, Andrew, you can go again.
Yay! I will get the pattern down.
What the?
Yeah.
He's randomizing it. What the?
he's shuffling the playlist, chat.
He's gaslighting you, Andrew.
Nah, I don't like it. But anyway, my next card is also going to be an action. And it's going to be Twist Reality. It is a 2 diff 5 check, 2 high block. It has Enhance from your hand. You discard it to seal 1 foundation in your rival's stage. With response, discard pile, remove after your rival plays an ability that adds 1 or more tokens to their momentum or stage. Cancel that ability. So the response is very niche and very specific. I mean, if your rival is relying on the Roman cancels to really further defense, Twist Reality can just say, no, you don't get those. Like, I know you need that to live, but you're not getting that. Sorry. But the big thing about this is being able to just ditch it to seal a problem card in your rival's stage is pretty good. Like, you don't have to check this. It's just an enhance from your hand, ditch it, seal something, which is pretty good.
Yeah, that's interesting. I feel like that's the first time we've seen, I was like looking at the layout. I feel like that's the first time we've seen like this kind of cost layout where you don't have to check the card to play it.
We have a couple cards. Like there's one that's Spirit Lollipop from the Crit Roll deck that has the enhance from hand, remove it to gain health. There's a couple other cards. They're not coming to memory, but Spirit Lollipop is one that's fresh in my mind. I think there was a Star Trek card that had something similar, like with this sort of condition.
Okay.
But yeah, Twist Reality, just being able to just from hand be like, you know what? I don't want you to have normalcy. I don't want you to have this speed hate card. I don't want you to have anything cool on your board. I don't want you to have it. You could use this defensively too. Like if there's a card in their stage that they need to kill you, you can say, hey, you don't get that to kill me. Sorry, you're going to have a plan B. I think Twist Reality is a very cool card. And again, the response is not bad. Because I still think we see a good amount of tension, a good amount of Roman cancel. And I don't know if heat tokens are really that strong to warrant putting this into a matchup that really uses heat tokens. I think heat tokens are fine. I think you would want to save the response mostly for the Roman cancels more than the heat tokens, or even the power tokens. So like if your rival trying to like stack up power tokens, you can say, no, don't do that. No, don't do that. This actually, funnily enough,
It does say
it says a rival plays an ability that adds 1 or more tokens to their momentum or stage. This can stop a destructive heat ray.
I was just about to say that. Yeah, I was like, it does say that it cancels the entire ability. So
correct.
Yeah,
this is very
it'd be
good
very
to
strong
stop
against
destructive.
Heat Ray.
Yeah, it's a very good answer to that. Because I know when I first pointed out the card, I said heat token or Roman cancel. Duh, there's also power tokens, and power tokens are really good. And destructive heat ray brings in 2 and get to flip something. So Twist Reality just says, no, leave my board alone. You don't get power tokens. Continue with your turn. I think this card's really neat.
Yeah, I agree. I would be interested to see what it makes its way into, but I can definitely see it being solid, especially that the response is just from the discard pile. So
correct.
You don't even have like you just check it or you discard it and then you have it in there, or you review it and it's in there. Like I think there's a lot of opportunities for this to be very good. All right, Steph, what's your last one?
So my last one, I'm pretty sure is not good. I'm almost positive. Well, okay, I don't don't remember. We did the tier list with Gavin from Lechuga. I don't remember where this guy landed on it, but my last one is Victor Chevalier. He is a 6-hand size, 31 health character, and he says your checks to play asset cards get +1, obviously. So I like the swords. And then he also says response twice per turn. After you commit one or more weapon assets, your rival commits a foundation. So that combo is pretty perfect with like the stuff that I was talking about, where it's twice per turn, and I'm gonna commit those things twice, basically, if I do this combo and I end up stringing out. So I get to also commit my opponent's foundations. Like that sounds really cool to me. So I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure he was ranked pretty low.
Yeah.
On
I
that,
think he was pretty abysmal. I think he might have been the worst.
He definitely wasn't the worst, but
Yeah.
I think
I'm looking it up right now.
I know Heihachi was the worst for sure. But
was he? Okay.
I think this guy has a lot of has very interesting words. I think the biggest problem and the kind of what we discussed in that video is just the fact that like if you don't find the assets, he actually does nothing.
Yeah, and
that's fair.
It's kind of the same issue that Donatello runs into as well, because he's an asset character. If you don't have assets on board, he's blank. He isn't giving any damage. And Victor's pretty much the same way. If you don't have weapon assets specifically to commit, your rival's going to have a ready board.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, and that's also the other thing is his response is twice per turn, and they specifically have to be weapon assets in order for your rival to commit a foundation. And he has order, which order I feel like is pretty strong when it comes to stun packages. So I feel like you're not going to be playing Victor on order. You're going to be playing some other character that can stun better if that's going to be your strategy. And I mean, to not bring up PTSD for you, Steph.
Oh
but
my god! If you say Toya, I am leaving. I am actually leaving.
All right, grab your jacket because I am mentioning Toya.
No.
I am mentioning Toya because he doesn't have a gate on how many times your rival can commit. I mean, I guess in a way he kind of does because he has to block every time. And if he can't block, then he's not committing anything. But I feel like that's a bit more reliable than having to commit weapon assets in order to commit your rival's board. On top of that, for each committed foundation, Toyo can give plus or minus speed to an attack for each committed foundation. So he can absolutely just say, no, this isn't hitting, or no, this is hitting.
You just want to make Toya work. That's all you care about.
I do, but he's not going to. But the character was cool. I'm sorry, a pun not intended, but also intended. The character was pretty cool.
I guess. I guess I will not ever play Toya. However, I would possibly play Yoshimitsu. He seems very complicated. That's a lot to remember. I don't have enough room in my brain for all of these things. Oh, yeah. So I was attracted to how little text is on Victor's card.
Honestly, that's fair. That is fair.
He looks simple.
Yeah, he is simple. And when we first got to see him, we first talked about him, I thought he was okay. He was kind of neat. But I definitely don't think he's competitive, and I think he deserves his spot, like being on the lower end of that tier list that you guys did with Lechuga, which is unfortunate because I think these words could be cool if it wasn't so heavily gated. That's kind of my issue with How Wrong as well, with his being able to ready himself, being heavily gated, being a once per turn, and you have to cycle. This kind of falls under the same umbrella of, well, did it really need that sort of limitation? Did it really need that?
Yeah, I wonder why. Like, surely they didn't think he's too strong. Or is this just like a character quirk? Like, he would never not use a weapon or something? I don't know.
I'm not really sure because I feel like he shouldn't have both the twice per turn and weapon asset clause. I feel like it's one or the other.
Yeah.
If it was just weapon assets, let him do it as many times as he can. I don't think there's a lot of weapon assets he gets access to, just off of recent memory. Now, if we're talking here too, there might be a bit more, but we're talking about just a standard, right? Like there's not going to be a whole lot of weapon assets he can reliably used because he wants to commit the assets in order to get that response off. And there's not a terrible amount of weapon assets that commit. There's a few, don't get me wrong, there's a few, but I don't know if he really needed to have the twice per turn gate.
Yeah, I mean, just looking on his symbols, it's pretty much just the ones from Tekken. Outside of that, there's Leo's Katana, 2 from Crit Roll and Thunder Spear.
Yeah,
are
which
the
I think
only
Duethvar
assets that he has.
I think
at all.
Duethvar is probably one of his better ones, just because he can commit seal and then, hey, go ahead and tap that one down. I gave you an easy target, but hey, go ahead and tap that one down. Or you can commit for the response to say, hey, I took 5 or more. Airy Smiles or burn 6. Also, hey, commit a foundation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like the reason it's limited is because you would just like never use the abilities on your turn. You would just play a bunch of weapon asset. Like if he wasn't gated anyway, you just play all the weapon assets and then just on your opponent's first attack, just commit them all. And then commit them out on their turn, and then they all are also going to be committed out on your turn.
Yeah. Which I guess there's also he's the only character I could see viably using Violet Suit, which is just a 1 diff asset from Tekken. That is, when committing cards to pass a check to play an asset or weapon card, you can commit Violet Suit as though as a foundation. So you could use it for, you can commit it for a check and go, hey, tap 1. But I don't know if I would want to put this in the deck just for that.
I mean, if you're playing a weapon attack package, it's perfect. It's a foundation that stuns them.
I suppose.
So it just says weapon card.
Yeah, it says
so like,
asset or weapon card.
Yeah, so I mean, you just imagine like if it's not gated, you just play 4x Karambit. 4x
which I think Karambit is a very cool asset, but we're talking about, we're like derailing this. We were talking about Victor and now we're talking about assets or what he could have been, but also like,
I'm just saying, if this guy's not gated, he's actually insane.
I agree, but at the same time, did it need to be twice per turn? He can only play with weapon assets.
I mean, that's all I'm saying. I'm just like, you put 4 Karambit, 4 Leo's Katana, 4, I don't know, Violet Suit or something else that can commit at will. As soon as they upkeep, basically their first attack, you just tap all of your assets, and then they are not allowed to play the game. Imagine your opponent having 8 imprisoned.
He can play imprisoned. Wait a minute.
That's all I'm saying. Like if it's not gated, your opponent does not get to play the game.
I guess I'm gonna build a Victor list now.
Speaking of things that don't let your opponent play the game, Jin's Glove. This card's a lot of fun.
This card is nutso. I feel like, this is probably the best asset, one of the best assets in the set. It's
for sure.
Gross.
This card's kind of crazy. It basically just lets you commit, choose 1 card in your card pool, and you may block this attack with it. So
Protector of Life.
I mean, obviously it's got good symbol. We know Protector of Life is insane. Very easy. Another one is if they've got good and void, you get Dimensional Sphere until it rotates. Just being able to play this and block multiple times with the same card is kind of crazy, considering when you think about control and when you're playing that deck, your biggest problem is like, well, I can't attack too hard because then I don't have cards to defend myself with, or I don't have enough or I can't build out as hard because I don't have, that's a real big one. I can't build out as hard because I need to hold cards to block with. If you have like a couple Jin's Glove, because it's not unique, you can build your hand, keep 1 Protector of Life, and block breaker 3 attacks, get 3 power tokens, and just set yourself up for the next turn. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's not going to be as crazy as it seems, but it seems really good.
I mean, it's pretty good, especially when you pair. I mean, obviously there's Protector of Light, Dimensional Sphere, like we just talked about, but there's also some like breaker cards, like Treokyo's Pilgrimage, one of Yoshimitsu's URs. It's a 2 high block and it has breaker 2 on it.
Mm-hmm.
So you just say breaker. If you are good and void, I mean, pretty much the same combination for Dimensional Sphere. You have a breaker 2 in your card pool that you can just block again with Jin's Gloves. And it's like, yeah, breaker 2. All right, Jin's Gloves. All right, cool, blocked. Breaker 2. Or you can make it even worse, because I'm pretty sure this is how it works, reading Shobujin's message. After you play a block against Breaker 2, pair that with a card already with Breaker. You're like Protector of Life. All right, cool, blocked. Breaker 3. All right, Jin's Gloves. All right, blocked. Breaker 3. Deal with it. Stop hitting me.
Does it? Yeah, I guess that's a good question. Does it choose one card in your card pool? You may try to block this attack with it. It never leaves the card pool, so it would continue to keep the breaker on it.
Correct.
Because it's never leaving the card pool or anything. It's just...
Yeah, it's just staying there and you are blocking with it. So like Shobujin's message giving something breaker 2. So you can have any block be breaker 2, or with Treokyo's Pilgrimage, it's a breaker 2 already. Breaker 4. Jin's Glove. Breaker 4. Like,
seems pretty messed up.
It's pretty gross. It's wild. Feel free to like correct me in the comments, because I could be overlooking something in the rules that says, hey, you can't do that. But I'm fairly sure you can indeed do that, because the card doesn't leave anywhere. It sits in the card pool and it gains breaker 2 and it has it till the end of the turn.
Yeah, I mean, it's not being refreshed or anything. So yeah, makes sense to me.
Yeah, so nuts. Final verdict. Nuts. Macadamia nuts.
All right. Well, Steph stole one of mine and she sped through all of hers. So, Andrew, I think you've got one card left for us to talk about.
I do have one more card, and it's an attack. Hey, I chose different card types for my 5. Please clap for me. I need it. Anyway,
No.
Okay, thanks. My final card is Electric Wind Godfist. 4 diff, 3 check, 2 mid block, 3 mid for 4. That's a static that if this is the 4th copy or fewer of Electric Wind Godfist you have played this turn, it cannot be flipped. Blitz, check 5. This attack gains Echo. If you check to attack this way, add it to your momentum. Your check to play this ability gets +1 if you have a heat token in your stage. So if you have a bunch of momentum or keep checking orange while you have a heat token, you're checking on 4s minimum. So you can just keep slinging this attack at your rival. It's like, man, I only have 1 attack, but that 1 attack is Electric Wind Godfist. This 1 attack is actually 5. How many mids do you got?
We have to have at least 2 of them, right? Because it's a 4th copy, so you have to echo 2 of them before you start doing it all the time. Or am I wrong?
No. So if this is the 4th copy,
fourth
copy,
or fewer.
Yes, 4th or fewer.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So you can echo it the 5th time, and then it has to flip. So you basically just say, hey, this is 5 attacks in 1, and if you have meaningful damage amp, this can be pretty scary, and eventually you're gonna get an attack through. Because again, how many mids are they gonna have? Granted, with just the card we talked about, Jin's Glove, if they have Protector Life and card pool, they're probably blocking most of those and making your life not worth playing the card game for. But regardless, that aside, this card is just pretty freaking sick.
Yeah, that's really cool. I like that. I was thinking, so I was originally reading it as like, if it's the 4th or greater, you don't have to flip it. So if you've played 2 of them, you can then play infinite of them.
No.
Which is probably crazy, but 1 for 5 is also kind of insane.
It is very cool. Now, if you have 2 of them and if you still have a good amount of momentum, then, you just have 2 attacks, you have 10 attacks, which is pretty nuts to think about. No,
because they're both called Electric Wind Godfist.
Oh, so, correct.
Yeah.
Yes. But that aside, I actually have a Jin Cosma list put together, the promo from the pre-release. and I have this in the deck, and Sleepyhead is a very cool foundation for this character in turn with Electric Wing Godfist. So Sleepyhead is a 1-diff 5-check foundation from the Team Hero deck from King of Fighters. And it has Enhance. This attack gets +1 damage if your rival has not lost health. Period. If your character is committed, this attack gets +1 damage. So let me just paint a picture. Jin Kazuma commits himself with 2 of his enhances. I'm not going to read the character card because I'm lazy, but he has an enhance that you commit him to give +2 to your next check to play a card, but you get a Devil Gene counter, and that Devil Gene counter, while it's on your character, gives you +2 damage. So already, Godfist is a 3/mid-6. Sleepyhead, granted, and this is your first attack, or if they keep blocking Godfist, Sleepyhead is giving Godfist 2 more damage. So this is a 3/mid-8 that you are slinging every time, provided that they just keep blocking. Now, granted, if they eat one, then it's a 3/mid-7. But that's still pretty good when you have 3 more after the second one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, like, I think this attack is so freaking cool. Is it competitively viable? Maybe. I mean, I
think any 1 for 5 is like, if you can force the checks, it's probably pretty good.
I agree. I think this card is really, really sick. So, you know, just saying, this card is cool. I'm pretty much wrong about any of my takes, but I'm feeling confident on this one.
Alrighty then. Well, I think that is probably going to wrap it up. I think we've all gone over the cards that we are most interested about this new set. Again, really interested to see the results from the upcoming Atlanta Regional and see if any of these cards make it into some of the topping decks. Let us know down below, though, what some of your favorite cards are from the new set. What are you most excited for? And if you're going to Atlanta, what are you bringing? Because I don't know yet, and I'm very interested to see.
And why are you going to put Tekken Ball in your deck and play it on stream? Let us know down in the comments. Someone's going to do that. I have.
What if they had to like volley the card back and forth as they were doing Tekken Ball?
All right, check it for here. Take the card. Your turn. I mean, that could be a way to just kind of mark who's like, I guess for the viewers, because obviously you can't hear the players talking. So you just kind of hand them Tekken Ball. It's like, all right, you're checking now. All right, sick. All right.
No, they bring out a ping pong net and you have to like volley it back and forth over the net.
Bro, that'd be so funny. That would be worth it. Bring Tekken Ball to the regionals. Do it, cowards.
But if you're not going to do that, at least drop a like, comment, and subscribe down below. It really does help. We want to thank everybody for listening, and we'll see you guys next week. But until then,
I'm Steph, and I'm a samurai.
And Andrew, how long is Jake going to be sitting in the air?
And I'm James. I'm just the other guy.